near the greatest river on the planet. Why? Because of two things. A, it flowed upstream. Two, it brought, when it came upstream, the topsoil of 4,010 miles away from where they were, the richest soil in that entire geographical line of direction. And they, at that point, were able to settle there, stay there, plant, cook, eat there, and sit down, as Dr. John Henry Clark said, for the first time the African discovered that if he could sit down and think, he could build him a world. And that's what the cursed one, Ham's family, did. And out of that thinking, they built the greatest buildings on planet Earth. There, they unraveled the mystery of God. You see. There, they were able to sit down on a pyramid 4,800 feet high at night and watch the stars parade across the horizon in clear view and map out the heavens. Then they were able to build that building that contains all of the mathematics on planet Earth, because they discovered the cross, the font of, the foundation of all mathematical knowledge. So, in agreement with, and you'll hear me use the term African Moors, I'm in agreement with that identity, not with identifying with the property, but with identification with the people who came from that property, and we carry their genetic code and their blood. And the reason we know that, wherever we go, we keep making dark skin, broad nose, thick lips, and furrowed hair. It doesn't matter what language we speak, what songs we sing, or what clothes we wear. We're of the same family line that dominates human genetics when entered the female body. So eponymistic is the parent who gives his name to his woman and his name to his children and his name to the property that he settles his family on. That is the eponymistic state. Not from the property to the man, but from the man to the property. Okay. There may have been someone called Afura. It was a ritualistic title in the process of initiation, so perhaps it was used as a title. Osiris, and Caesar. If you look carefully, you see the comparative translation of how a European became a Caesar, by using the same methodology of the secret house as the ancient Kemetic Moors, but under the banner of another language. The Caesar was a god king. The Kemetic Moor, Pira, called Pharaoh, was a god king. He just happened to be god king before the European was even known to be on the planet. Is what John Henry Clark underlined for us. He said almost 3/4 of human history was over before anyone knew that a European was on the planet. So in looking at a concept, not at a book, the book referred to, and I didn't do the whole concept there, though I should have, because this is a very valid word here, as a man I'll make reference to in a minute used. The holy Moorish temple. I put that in quotes there because, again, I'm going to explain it. The first public presentation of this information happened through, as we know, best know, from Timothy Drew, who became Noble Drew Ali, who founded the Moorish Science Temple in approximately the early 20s in Newark, New Jersey, then moving from Newark, New Jersey to Chicago, Illinois. He wrote a little pamphlet called the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple, I think is the way I should have it here. I don't want to misquote. But it does not say he wrote it. It says at the bottom, prepared by Honorable or Noble Drew Ali. At that point, and this is the analysis that I like to offer as why he tried to take a science and make it a religion, is because he had a group of illiterate Negroes who not only, most of them could not read, but that was not the priority of the 1920s. The 1920s priority was get something on the plate every day for people who were 60 to 70% unemployed, who were shine boys and maids, newsboys, who picked up the scraps behind the marketplace when they were thrown away. The gizzards, the liver, the feet, and the wings were free after dark. See, that was priority. Remember, we're talking approximately 6 years before the grand stock market crash of the 20s. See? And we were already on the bottom. So the intent was to move this people from a believer's level of an invisible God to a believer's level in a visible people. Was the work that he first initiated and did quite well, coming behind or almost unilaterally at the time of Garvey, who had the majority of black folks organized in America. So, holios, a term of Greek origin, does not mean holy as we conceive it, that is, so reverent that we almost bow down when we hear it, but simply means heat, fire, or sun. As biblos simply means book. Virtually translation, the Holy Bible means book of the sun, or book of light, or the book of fire. The Holy Temple, if we look at the concept, know ye not your body is the temple of God, then we have an understanding of the concept holy temple, referring to the body of light, the human body of light. And of course we just define Moor and Moorish. But this word here created quite an argument among Orthodox Muslims and the uneducated but somewhat aware card-carrying Moors of the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and even up to right today. Some of them cannot tell you what this word means. They are looking at this concept here, which is a translation from the Arabic Quran, and brothers get all articulate when they start dealing with this. Brothers go all down in the throat. The Quran, brother. You must study the Quran. Let me write this correctly here. As you will find, there is this introduction to the Codex Inscriptus as you move into the knowledge of Moorish science. That becomes the foundation of what Moorish science is, as opposed to some book or some belief system or some lodge or temple. we see this word is completely different from this word. The first two letters automatically show that difference. Knowledge.